Imagine yourself driving down the road, wind blowing in your hair, 300 horsepower to the wheel. The engine is screaming, gas is burning faster than you can even think. What are you driving, you may ask? A Ford Mustang. One of the most influential cars of American history that still lives on today 45 years after its conception. In this speech, I'm going to examine the evolution and the design of the Mustang from the 1960s all the way through to what we have nowadays, as it pertains to the oil prices and the oil situation as far as emissions, oil prices, etc. First, we're going to look at the 1964 and a half to 1973 Mustang. This was the muscle car era. Ford came out with Ford engines such as the 428, the 429, the 390. Those are all in cubic inches. These are very large motors. They burn gas from anywhere between 7 miles per gallon all the way up to the best at 15, if that. America didn't care about gas prices. Gas less than a quarter per gallon, who would really care? The average American would go out, fill up their gas tank, and burn through as much as they possibly could. Right here we have a 1968. As you can see, the body style is very, very aggressive. It's a fairly large car. It's not considered one of the ones that you would call a boat, but it does have a lot of horsepower. It does have a lot of the features that are more towards the performance side. When 1974 came along, a lot of the emission standards started coming out and oil prices started to hike up. Ford responded by coming out with the 1974 Mustang II. Had a smaller engine, had a smaller body, and was geared more towards fuel mileage than actual performance. The compromise that they had to make was, in order for Americans to afford this body style, or afford a Mustang, they'd have to be able to spend less on gas in the long run, and have to make sure that the standards were met as far as emissions. This was from 1974 to approximately 1985 that this body style happened. In 1985, the new Fox body started coming out. It actually came out a couple years earlier, but it wasn't until about 85, 86 that they started putting the 5.0 high performance motor into it. The redesign increased horsepower. It was a smaller chassis, but it was designed for power. We're also going to examine from 86 until present. From 86, it was all about power. Mustangs started getting a lot faster. The American public started to demand more performance out of their vehicle, and in 2005 Ford introduced a redesign or a rebirth of what used to be there in the 1960s. They came out with this body style right here, which is similar to the fastbacks, and the engines that are available in these Mustangs are the 4.6 and the 4.0. You have a V8 and a V6 option. Now the V8 gets anywhere between 17 to 21 miles per gallon. The V6 gets a little bit better in the low 20s. Gas prices started to fall down after the mid 1980s, and the prices of the gas really influenced the Americans' demand for more horsepower. As we know right now, the gas prices are going up. With gas prices going up, I project that Ford is going to have to redesign the Mustang. There's been talks about the V8 disappearing, and there's going to be just the V6 and the 4-cylinder. What we have to do now is examine what type of fuel mileage we have to get in order to sustain our future. Thank you.